Hello everyone on YouTube, it's Jordan here again, bringing you another video. And in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a brand new Mac with voiceover. So I have successfully booted into a fresh copy of macOS, and the first thing we are asked to do is to select a language. So this is the first video I am doing on my brand new Acer Aspire. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we were asked is to select a language.
Pakistan, Poland, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom.
So once we're on United Kingdom,
Out of table, back, continue, button.
we click continue.
Press continue, button. Continue, back, learn more. You won't see this with every feature set. Personal data use icon. This icon appears when an Apple feature asks to use your personal information. You are currently on it.
Now it would ask for the keyboard layout to be British.
Data list, you learn back, continue, back, button.
Let me see if I can go back.
Table, row 200, world map. In just a few steps, you can register and set up your Mac. You are...
There we go. So let's just make sure our language settings are at.
World map, in table, row 242 of 256. United Kingdom, back, continue, button.
Yep.
Press continue, button. Continue, back, learn more. You won't see the personal data.
Oh, so it's already set up our keyboard preferences. So here we go.
This like data encrypt.
Here's our next part. These instructions that you're assume that you're using macOS Mojave or higher. So let's just read through this.
Data and privacy.
So we're on the data and privacy screen.
This icon appears when an Apple feature asks to use your personal information. You are current personal data use icon, image. You won't see this with every feature since Apple collects this information only when needed to enable features, secure our services or personalize your experience. Apple believes privacy is a fundamental human right, so every Apple product is designed to minimize the collection and use of your data, use on-device processing whenever possible, and provide transparency and control over your information. You are currently on a learn more button, back, but continue button.
We're just going to click continue, although you can learn more if you want to.
Press continue button.
So, what's next, you may ask? Let's just go to the top.
Transfer information to this Mac.
So now we're on the data migration screen. Now, if you've got an old Windows PC lying around and you want to transfer data from that computer to the Mac, then you can do so if you're switching from Windows to Mac. It's the same if you want to transfer from another Mac. So,
transfer information.
If you want to, you can do that.
If you have important information on another Mac or Windows PC, you can transfer it to this Mac. You can also transfer data from a time machine backup or another startup disk. You are currently on a text element.
There you go. It's just told you exactly what I said, but better.
Transfer your information, image.
So if you want to. But if you want to start with a fresh Mac, I recommend...
How do you want to transfer your information? From a Mac, time machine backup or startup disk, radio button. From a Windows PC, radio. Don't transfer any information now. Select it.
Click don't transfer any information now, which is already selected.
You can transfer information later using Migration Assistant. No selection. Mac, but continue button.
We're going to click continue because there's nothing else to do here.
Email. Edit text. Blank.
Now, normally you'd be asked to connect to Wi-Fi, but with me, it's just gone ahead and sent me straight to the Apple ID signing page with my because I have a net cable connected. I'm going to turn it down because I don't want to hear.
New notification from Outlook. Nicholas Rotemaza. LMMS question. Hi Jordan, but does not easy mean that it is inaccessible or simply a not so easy program from its concept? Important to me is that it is accessible. That's why I asked especially about the version inaccessible coconut, since the usability could diff via your phone window.
Dropbox was a natural solution for talent management company and future casting.
No notification from Outlook. Outlook. Nicholas Ratenga saw. LMMS question I. Okay, thank you for the explanation. I have two tools which should be pretty accessible for use in production, which are
Match recap. February 0 to 3 Portugal, Tuesday the 15th of June. Linux. Tim Turner posted to Linux.
Sorry for the
France 1 to 0 Germany. 48. Live score. Screen off.
sorry for the stupid disturbances. You know what apps are like when they want to give you notifications at the wrong possible time. So where were we? Oh yes, we were signing into our Apple ID, but I'm gonna have to wait for these Windows notifications to pass. But we can try anyway regardless. So where was we in the edit box? Oh yes, there we are.
Create new Apple I forgot that this Mac will be a use different Mac. Continue. But Jordan Livers reply. Secure
Oh
edit
great, it's gonna read out my email address. Nope. Don't even do that voiceover. Okay, so I'm gonna type in my Apple ID password. So in typing in these fields, voiceover is not going to read any passwords, which is a good thing, because I've seen other screen readers read them.
Create new forgot Apple. This Mac will use different Mac. Continue. Button. Jordan Livers line. 9 characters. Reply. Create new 9-character password. Jordan Lip Apple iCloud. Set up later. Button. Sign in to use Set Apple ID. Jordan Lip password. 9-character. Create new forgot app. Your Apple ID or password is incorrect. Forgot create 9-character password. You are currently on a Jordan Livers line at gmail.com. Password. You are current. Caps lock on. Caps lock off. 9 characters. Reply. Select.
Try that again.
Create new app. Forgot app. This Mac will be a used different Mac. Continue. Button. Jordan Livers line at gmail.com. Email. You. Agree. But Mac. License. Pick. Use of your Mac computer. The macOS software, Game Center and related services is subject to these terms and...
Oh, we're already signed in, I think. So here's the license. Here we are in the license agreement.
Pick. License. Mac. Agree. Button.
I'm going to click on agree.
You are current. Agree. Button. Agree.
And
button.
agree. So I think we're signed into
You
our
are
Apple ID.
Password. Password. This will be the name of your home image. Jordan Lip. 3 items. Password requirements.
No notification from Chrome, Acer and macOS Catalina with Linux Mint, macOS Catalina, macOS Big Sur, macOS High Sierra, macOS Yosemite, macOS Old Capitan, macOS Mavericks, macOS Montaiglian.
Screen off.
Yes, the Your Phone app on Windows 10 is not a very stable experience, which is why, even though I'm getting notifications on my phone, they're not appearing properly. So, yeah. Where were we? Oh yes, here we go, setting up a user account. So, we've signed into our Apple ID.
No availability status. Password requirements. Password no. Enter a password that is 4 characters. Enter a password that is 4. Press the escape key to exit the popover. No password. Password required. Password hint. Edit. Password. Jordan Livesey. Content.
I don't want my full name as my user.
Jordan. Jordan.
Yeah, if you're going to be setting this up yourself, I recommend using your first name. Then it's easy to find your user folder. That way, if you're asked to type in that directory in command line utilities, then it's easy for you to find it. So anyway.
Image. This will be the name of your home folder. Password. Password. Secure. Verify password. Secure edit text. Hint. Password. Allow my Apple ID to reset this password. Tick box.
So once you set a hint, or if you haven't done like me, then you've got the option to allow your Apple ID to reset your password if you do so desire.
Back. Continue. Button.
So I'm going to click continue.
Press continue. Ding. Button.
And we should be on the next screen.
Back. Creating account.
So it's creating the user profile.
iCloud image.
And now we're on the iCloud option.
Busy. Progress setting up account. Back. Ding.
Well, we should be brought to an iCloud screen once we're up and running. So we just got to wait for it to set us up.
New notification from Outlook. Outlook mail delivery subsystem delivery status notification. Delete.
Showing item 2. Screen off.
I'm sorry for all these disturbances, so bear with me. Okay, so where are we? Okay.
Continue. Back. Setting up account. Busy. Set back. Continue. Dig. Button.
It's still on set. It's still setting up our account, so we just gotta give it a minute.
Back. Customize settings. Button.
Okay, so here we are.
Help Apple improve its.
Here we are on the telemetry settings, the data collection settings. So
Express setup.
Express setup.
You have signed into your Apple ID Jordan Literacy.
Oh, great! It's gonna read it out again.
Learn more. Button. Map feature list location. Image. Allow maps and other apps and services like Find My and Spotlight suggestions to gather and use data to determine your location. Map feature list diagnostics. Image. Help Apple improve its products and services by allowing analytics of usage and data from this Mac. Customize settings. Button.
I recommend you click on customize settings.
Window. Your location services allows apps like maps and services like Spotlight suggestions to gather and use data including your approximate location. You are currently about location services and privacy. Button. Location services. Image. Enable location services on this Mac. Unticked. Tick box.
I'm going to enable location services because it can be it can be helpful.
Back. But continue. Button. Press continue. Button. You are continue. Back. About analytics and privacy. Button. Help app developers improve their apps by allowing Apple to share crash and usage data with them. You are analytics. Help Apple and app developers improve their products and services automatically. You are diagnostic image. Share Mac analytics with Apple. Tick box.
I recommend you turn this off.
Untick share.
Apple can improve its products on its own. It doesn't need user submitted feedback.
Help Apple improve its products and services by automatically sending diagnostics and usage data. Diagnostic data may include location information. Share crash and usage data with app developers. Dimmed unticked. Tick box.
And since we've unticked that box, we don't have to worry about that.
Help app developers improve their apps by allowing Apple to share crash and usage data with them. About analytics and privacy. Button. Back. Continue.
Click continue.
Press continue. Button.
And now we should be brought
Continue. Back. Manage screen time for children from your
to
Mac.
the screen time thing.
Screen time passcode. Restrict set content and privacy.
And I think this is only exclusive to Catalina and upwards.
Screen time schedule time downtime and app screen time downtime. View day weekly screen set up later. Button.
I don't want to use screen time because
Press set up later.
I'm not a
Button.
child.
Window. Siri.
So we're on the Siri list. Now I'm setting up Siri.
Siri helps you get things done just by asking. Siri can also make suggestions before you ask in apps, search and keyboards. Apple stores transcripts of your interactions with Siri and may review a subset of these transcripts. Siri also sends information like your voice input. Hey Siri setup. Contacts and location to Apple to process your request. Data is not associated with your Apple ID. You are
So if you've been using Siri on your iPhone, it's exactly the same.
About Siri and body background. Enable Ask Siri. Tick.
I will enable Siri because I love using Siri.
Back. Continue.
Continue.
Press continue. Dig. Button. Continue. Back. Not now. Radio share audio recordings. Radio button.
Share. And now we're on the share audio recordings.
Not
I'm
now.
going to click
Radio
on
button.
now.
Selected. Not back. Continue. Button.
Click continue.
Press continue. Dig. Button. You are continue. Dig. Back. Not now. With share audio. Store files from documents and desktop in iCloud Drive. Tick box.
Now here we are on the real iCloud settings. So if you want, you can store your desktop and documents in iCloud Drive if you do so wish. I like to keep them in a local folder because it's easier for me and I'm not using up all my iCloud space. So I'm going to untick that.
Store files from documents and desktop in iCloud Drive. Tick box. Untick. Store.
You're better off unticking this if I was you, because the desktop and the documents folder, particularly if you've got Pages documents, they won't open in Windows, so you might as well keep them on the Mac, unless you can translate them into Microsoft Word. But you can do that if you want. If you can check that box if you want to.
All your files, store photos and videos in iCloud Photos. Tick box.
Store photos and videos in iCloud Photos. We're going to click on those.
Untick. Store photos and
Because if you've got any photos or videos in iCloud Photos, they're going to download automatically. And that's just going to slow the Mac down.
all your photos and back. But continue
And
button.
we're going to click continue.
Press continue. Tick button. Continue back. You can change this later, but select an appearance and see how the dock menus, buttons and windows adjust depending on which one you choose.
Here we are, appearance. Now this is why I said this video will apply to macOS Mojave and above. Because macOS Mojave was the first version of macOS to introduce appearance. So this is specific to macOS Mojave and above. So now you get to choose how your Mac looks. And because I'm visually impaired, it doesn't really matter.
Auto.
So I'm just going to go for
Light auto. Toggle button.
auto.
Select auto. Light dark auto. Select you can back. Continue button. Press continue. Tick
Click
button.
continue.
Choose your look. Choose your look. Checklist showing steps to complete setting up your Mac. You are
And we're done. So all that's left to do is do the rest of the setup, and then we'll be on the desktop.
checklist showing steps to complete. Progress indicator. Setting up. Setting up. Checklist setting up your
So now, if we turn on voiceover again, if it wants to respond, gotta wait for it. As I suspected, it's given me the high quality version of the voice, which, if you're using any of the nuanced voices, I don't recommend you use because it slows the Mac.
voice menu.
As you can see, it slows the Mac down significantly.
Use notification central alert image. Open Apple Light. You are currently in a group. Desktop empty group. Desktop empty group.
But we're on the desktop.
Voice automatically select based on language.
I'm going to pick the voice that I want to use.
Daniel England. Daniel compact closing. Finder. Desktop.
And here we are in Finder.
Finder. Application. Notification sent. Null. Application choose. Notification install. Updates available. Updates in image. Do you want to later? Menu button. Menu.
And we have updates available.
Try tonight. Remind me tomorrow.
If you've just got the Mac, then
Remind me.
don't bother installing updates.
Press Finder. Desktop.
Because it's going to be a hassle. You want to explore the Mac. So here we are in a fresh macOS desktop. So we've set up our Mac. Finally. So, well, with interruptions along the way, thanks to notifications from apps on my phone. I am ever so sorry. So to summarize, what do you do? Well, first of all, we select a language and region for our macOS. We
Desktop. Window, choose a menu. Go to desk. Go to desk. Closing. Find desktop. And application, choose Finder. Closing. Applicate. Desktop. Empty. iCloud Drive. Now in iCloud Drive.
Yep, so we select the language first.
You are currently on a collection.
We learn about the privacy thing. And then we're asked to, if we want to transfer data from another Mac or PC. Then we're asked if we want to set up a Wi-Fi network, depending on your configuration. But if you've got an Ethernet cable, then you'll be asked to sign in with your Apple ID. If you don't want to sign in, just click later. Then once you're signed in, accept the license terms. Then set up screen time. Then set up your appearance. And you can also set up Siri as well, if you wish. So that's just about it.
Icon view.
So let's see which version of macOS we're running on this Mac.
Menu bar. Finder. Apple. About this Mac. Closing menu.
So
Icon view. Collection. About this Mac. Application. About this Mac. With software up. Trademark and license traits. C0. Serial Intel Iris for graphic. Mega 2. Process iMac 10 version. System of macOS Catalina.
So we are running macOS Catalina.
Sys version 10157.
So we're running Catalina 10.15.7, which is the latest stable version of macOS Catalina.
Finder, iCloud Drive, with applications, App Store, Image Catch, Launchpad, Mail, Maps, Messages, Mission Control, Music, News, Notes, Photo, Podcast, Preview, QuickTime Reminders.
You can see everything is as clean as it is. So people like me, you're probably wondering now, how do I get Google Chrome? Well, I'm going to end this video, I'm going to show you how to download Google Chrome.
Safari, open.
So we're going to open Safari here. Gotta wait for it to open. I mean, Safari isn't the best browser out there, so it will take a while to open. Well, that's why we'll be installing Google Chrome. And if you want to, I suppose you can also install Dropbox as well.
So busy. Safari Finder. Computer. Macintosh HD. Volume. Network. Macintosh HD. Volume. Safari.
Safari is still taking a while to open.
Finder. Safari. Authentic table. In Finder. Safari. You can force quit. Default authentication. Need force quit. Finder.
I have to force Safari to quit.
Network. Macintosh HD.
I found Safari to be a lot stubborn, so
Safari. Open.
Let's try opening that
You
again.
are currently on a collection. So busy. Safari busy. So authentic. You cannot table. In Finder. Safari Finder. You can force quit. Default button. Authentication needs a in dialog. Do you want to force quit? Default closing.
Again, we've got to force quit that again.
Finder application.
This Mac isn't particularly powerful, but yet it came with macOS Catalina when I got it, so I'm not going to complain. So, what next then? Since Safari's pretty much, we can't open Safari manually, for obvious reasons, you can easily use Spotlight. To use Spotlight, press Command and Space.
Spotlight. So WCFE.
and just go to chrome.com.
Enter google.com, Google table, enter chrome.com, spotlight suggestion, Finder, applications, window, icon, Safari.
And here we are, the Google Chrome download page.
Racer, a Chrome experiment, web content.
Oh no, we're not. But since
Open
since we are actually in a working Safari environment now, we can type in the web address for Chrome. So
www.google.com. Go forward. Sign. Add secure sites. HTTP. Reload this. Scroll. Share. Shows other tab bar. Mute. Google Chrome. Download the fast, secure browser from Google. In Google Chrome. The heading level 1. The browser built by laptop. Feature. Heading left. Customized link. Download the themes for free on the Chrome web store. You are currently zoomed in. Built by heading level 2. Browse with the power of heading left feature. Laptop. Heading left Google Chrome. End feature. That link. Visit it. Period. Link. Hit OK. Got it. Press. OK. Heading level 1.
Links aren't easy to type.
Heading link. Download the themes for free. Zoomed in. Heading left with Google Apps like link.
We're looking for the download Chrome button.
Zoomed in. Heading left. Chrome word link. Chrome helpful heading from password.
So listen out for that.
Feature. Heading customize link. Download the themes for
if you're doing this on your own.
Heading feature. Laptop. Heading Google Mail. End on support. Feature. The home menu. Navigate link. Visit link. The feature. So end on. Download Chrome. Button.
There we go. Download Chrome.
Google Chrome logo and 8 more items.
Now, if you're coming from a Windows PC, you'll remember the license agreement and then the download and the accept and install buttons. But on a Mac, you need to take an additional step. And the same goes if you're using Linux as well. So, let's see what we've got.
Link. Close. Heading level 2. Select the version of Chrome that's right for your Mac. Mac with Intel chip. Button.
So, I have an Intel chip.
Press. https://dl. Do you want to allow downloads on www.google.com? Text. Cancel. Toggle back text. You can change which websites can download files in websites preferences. Can allow. Toggle button.
So we're
Google
going to
Chrome
allow that.
web browser window.
That should be downloading now. So we'll wait for it. You'll know when it's downloaded because Safari will make a noise. So let's just wait. There we go. You heard that noise then? That's to tell you that Safari has finished downloading. So you're probably thinking now, hooray, we've downloaded Chrome, what next? Well, we're going to go ahead and install Google Chrome now that we've downloaded it. So let's close out of Safari.
Quit Safari.
Because we don't need it open anymore. Now, if you're coming from Windows, you'll be used to seeing a .exe file. It's different on a Mac.
Finder. Siri application.
So I'm going to go into my downloads folder,
List view.
and I've got here
Google Chrome DMG disk image.
Google Chrome.dmg. Now you're probably wondering now, is that the installer file? And the answer to that is, it's not an installer per se, it's a mountable disk image that contains the program. So all you got to do is you got to open
France
it.
1-0 Germany, 72, live score.
All you got to do is open it.
Open. Application. Opening Google Chrome DMG. Dim. You are currently on a text element inside a scroll area. To stop interacting with this scroll area.
So Command and O opens any type of file on your computer.
Finder has new window.
So just remember that. So here we are, we're in a new Finder window with
Space. Google Chrome. Application.
the Google Chrome application and an alias that is our applications folder. Now if you're a sighted person, you drag the file into that space containing the alias and it'll put it in the applications folder. But if you're anyone like me, this is simply easy to do. This is not an installer, this is the full Google Chrome application. So
Space, alias, Google Chrome.
we do a Command C for copy,
Copy Google Chrome.
go into our applications,
Applications. Your App Store. Paste item.
so let's paste it.
Finder has new window. You are currently on a button.
And just like that, we've installed Google Chrome. And
Dock.
you can see if it's actually in the dock.
System set download bin 20.
It won't be, so
Finder. Applicate.
since you've done the manual way,
Automate App Store at Google Chrome. Applicate.
Chrome will open anyway if you click Open Google Chrome. But if you're a voiceover user, there's one more thing I recommend you set up before I go ahead and end the video. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go to our disk utility, no, not disk utility. We are going in the same folder though, so utilities,
Open. Hi.
and voiceover utility.
Voiceover utility. Open. Voiceover utility. Voiceover utility.
And in here,
General.
there is one setting I recommend you change.
Toolbar. Insert search. Adult utility category. Velocity. Speech. Navigation. Web. Sound. Visual. Commanders. Braille. Activities. Activities. Command. Visual. Sound. You are.
That's the sound setting. So
Adult mute sound effects. Untick. Enable audio ducking. Tick. Tick.
turn off enable audio ducking.
Untick. Enable audio ducking.
This will equalize the sound and voiceover won't speak over any videos you may be watching. And there is one last setting I want to
Mute
cover.
sound of utility toolbar. Utility. Next. General.
Go into general.
Adult speak the following. Welcome to display. Welcome dial. Keys to use as the voiceover modifier. You are
Now by default it's set as either caps lock or control an option.
Control option or caps lock. Keys to use as the voiceover modifier. Pop up button. You are currently on menu 3 item. Tick. Control caps lock. Caps lock. You are control option. Control plus option.
I want to use control and option only.
Press control option. Control plus option. Control option. Keys to use as the.
And now you can use caps lock like a normal caps lock should behave. So
Allow keys display welcome speak utility voice zoom minute close finder utilities.
now that those are sorted out, I just remembered there is one more feature we need to enable. So let's go to System Preferences.
Safari, Siri, Skype Stop, System Preference open. System Preferences.
This is optional, but you can enable it right now. Let me just wait for System Preferences to open. If it wants to open.
Finder. System Preferences. Software update. Finder.
It wants to download macOS Big Sur, but we're not going to let it.
Text System Preference open. You are currently Jordan Livers, Apple Family Sharing, Apple ID, button, Apple ID, iCloud, Media and App Store, Apple Family Preference pane, in desktop and dock, but mission control. 6 top lamp note of internet users and groups, button.
So we want to go to Users and Groups.
Loading users and groups, window, toolbar, users, groups and login options, list 1 item select.
I believe this is where you go.
Use other users, expanded, the guest user, dim, group, 4 of login options, group, login option, and automatic login, off, auto display login window at list of users, name and path, show the sleep, show input, show path, show fast, full name, accessibility options, dim, but network account server, join, add user or delete dim, click the lock to make changes, button.
So we're going to click the lock to. A lot of the system preferences you'll have to authenticate to change the settings. So if you're new to the Mac, then this is normal. So whenever you see click the lock to make changes, it means do what it says. So we're going to click the lock.
Help button. Edit dialog.
Type in your admin password.
Help button.
And here
Click the pin. Delete add user or group. But join. Network show input. Show full accessibility options button.
Accessibility options. Why are we going into this, you may ask? Well, you'll see in a bit.
These accessibility items will automatically be enabled in the login window. Turning off.
So as you just heard, these accessibility options will be enabled when the Mac boots into the login screen. So what do we have here?
Turning off a feature disables that feature for all users at the login window but can be turned back on by the accessibility shortcut menu. Cancel. Apply. Tick these tick in zoom. Untick. Voiceover. Untick.
So voiceover is the first one.
Voiceover.
If you're a voiceover user like me, I recommend you turn that on.
Tick voiceover. Tick box.
And then you've got all your other accessibility settings.
Now turning cancel apply button.
Click on apply.
Accessibility.
And then the next time you reboot your system,
Closing dialog.
the next time you turn it back on and back on, off and back on again, you'll have voiceover on the login screen. So you'll be able to have, you've got a completely accessible login window on your Mac.
Network account server. Join. Add delete you. Add join. Show input.
To make things even easier though,
Show name list display off. Auto YouTube zoom. Toolbars. Minute minutes of 2 users. Groups and login options. List 1 items of automatic users. In login option. Login options. Group. In login option. Add login add automatic off. Auto users. Group in login on other user. Jordan current user. Jordan list other users. Guest user. User. Group. 4 off in guest user. Off. Add login options.
yeah, so make sure that you don't have any guest users on.
Add automatic login off. Automatic display login list of users. Selected. Radio button. Name and password. Radio button. Selected. Name and password.
So we want our login window as name and password.
Show the sleep. Restart. Show access network join. Add user or delete it. Click the lock. The action name list this off. Automatic use tool zoom. Lip close. Timer.
And we're done. So thank you for watching this video, the very first video I've ever made on this Acer Aspire, on how to set up a brand new Mac with VoiceOver. Of course, I have just reinstalled macOS on my Mac, but the process is the same regardless. So, of course, we did have some interruptions along the way, thanks to a couple of apps that were installed on my phone and my computer, Windows machine joining in. But we managed. So let me know if you found this content useful, and if you did, then let me know in the comments. And if you've managed to set up a brand new Mac, or your own Mac, or you've recently done a fresh install of macOS and you followed along, then awesome.
Pause video. Stop taking video button.
So we have a freshly imaged Mac ready to run. We've installed one of our favorite programs, Google Chrome, to be precise. Now you're probably wondering why Google Chrome. Simply put, it loads faster than Safari. I wouldn't recommend running Safari on a Mac like mine, because fresh install or not, Safari freezes. Anyway, this is Jordan signing off, saying have a good day everyone.